help tons of out-of-state buyers relocate to Park City, Utah. And there are so many things that come up when you're relocating, and it can be a really stressful, chaotic, and sometimes messy process if you're not prepared. So in this video, hopefully I'm going to give you a checklist and some good pointers for helping you prepare when you are relocating. I mostly serve the Park City area. However, you could use this relocation guide for wherever you are relocating to. The first thing that you need to do is you need to research the area. Heavily research the area. Where does that first initial search start? Well, it starts on Google. And if you type in moving to Park City or living to Park City, yours truly will pop up on the first page of Google, and you can check out some of my videos. I have an entire library and so much helpful, useful information on my channel. I hope that you'll check out some of those videos. So you can watch other YouTube videos. You can go to the Chamber's website. My specific chamber is visitparkcity.com. It has tons of helpful information. There are also the city's website. If you go to parkcity.gov, there are tons of helpful, useful resources from utility providers to jobs to anything and everything you could ever want to know about living in Park City. You could also join like subreddits, like go to Reddit and see what people are saying about Utah. What are people saying about Park City? Get to know the area that you're going to be moving to. Then you really want to pinpoint the area that is going to best serve your needs, your wants, and your desires. A lot of times in Park City, price will dictate where you end up. If you only have $1 million budget, you don't have a lot of options. If you are looking for something in the $2 to $3 million range, if you're looking for somewhere in Deer Valley versus Old Town versus the Snyderville Basin, each neighborhood in Park City is completely hyper-local segmented. And what you get for the price that you're paying can vary totally different in every neighborhood. For instance, if you buy something for $2.5 million in Lower Deer Valley, oftentimes it's going to be something that's older and it's probably going to be a complete fixer-upper. If you're buying something that's in Jeremy Ranch, you might get a little bit of a nicer, more updated house. However, it still might be a little bit older. For instance, if you check out Heber, you have a budget for $2 to $3 million in Heber, you're gonna get quite a bit of a newer home in the Heber Valley, even in the Midway Valley. Remember, when you're buying real estate, location is everything. You have to also think about your future. How long are you planning on living in this house? And if you have to sell this down the line, is this going to be a house, an area, location that is desirable to future buyers? And will it be really hard to sell down the line? For instance, if you buy a house that is literally right next to the freeway, or if you buy a house that literally is right across the street from a gas station, that can hurt your resale value down the line in the future. I also want to think of what types of homes do you really like? Are you really into contemporary? Are you really into mountain modern? Are you more of a traditional person? Are you really looking for new construction contemporary? Do you want more craftsmen? Are you looking for maybe a condo or maybe a townhome because you do not want to mow your lawn, you don't want to deal with maintenance, and you just want to worry about the interior of your home, not the exterior, and have somebody else in an HOA take care of that and maintain it for you? Are you looking for land? Do you want to build a custom home and make all of your dreams come true? Doing your research, understanding all the areas, understanding the prices, understanding the value, understanding what you get for your money is super, super important when you're looking at areas to buy. Don't be in a huge rush and make a decision that you're gonna regret later down the line because you feel like you're stressed out and in a point where your time frame is so crunched that you have to immediately buy a house, and so you just buy what's out there and then you end up regretting it a little bit later. Don't do that. Really take your time. Plan ahead when you are relocating. You've got to do your research. Second thing that you're going to want to do is physically book a trip out here. You absolutely will need to meet with a real estate agent. I hope that I can be that realtor for you, but if not, hey, there are great real estate agents all around us. Rent a car and drive the neighborhoods. This is the most important thing that you can do. So many neighborhoods in Park City, from Snyderville Basin, city limits, to Deer Valley, to the areas around Jordanelle, to Camas, to Oakley, to Colville, to Wanship, to Heber Valley, to Midway. We got a lot of different geographical areas. What you get for your money, how close, how far you are from things, really going to be a huge eye-opener once you're out here in person, driving in a car, physically seeing what the neighbor's house looks like across the street, where the nearest grocery store is, where the nearest gas station is, where the nearest bank is, where the nearest school is, what schools will your kids go to if you have kids. Some people relocate out here and they don't have kids, so it's not a big deal. If you do have kids, most people want to land in the Park City School District, and there are definitely neighborhoods that in Park City where you will not be in the Park City School District, such as Promontory and Silver Creek Village. Best thing that you can do for yourself, once you find a neighborhood and you're like, yep, the price point I like, these are the style of homes that we like, this is the location that we like, we're in the right school district, visit that neighborhood in the morning. Go visit it in the evening. Who's walking around? Are there parks nearby? Are there lots of kids? Are there not lots of kids? Have you been in love with a neighborhood that is very transient and there's lots of renters? Maybe there's a lot of party houses nearby. You've fallen in love with a neighborhood where nobody lives there, but 2 weeks out of the year and it's really, really quiet. Maybe if you don't like people, that would be a really great neighborhood for you to buy somewhere where it's mostly second homeowners and you never see your neighbors hardly ever. Wanting to build a sense of community and get to know people, then you're probably going to want to do some research and make sure that where you're picking is actually going to be more of a full-time neighborhood versus a second home or vacation home type neighborhood. Third thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do is your timeline. You have got to get so organized about this, especially if you have a home to sell before you're able to purchase this property. Subject to sell contingencies is the bane of my existence. They're really tough to get people to understand the consequences of them. When you put your home up for sale on the market and it's not under contract, it doesn't have a buyer yet, they have passed due diligence. You get a cash buyer, but if not, they probably have a financing and appraisal contingency. And you're shopping at homes over here and you find one that you absolutely love and want to put an offer in on it, but you don't have any offers on your own house. Well, that is really not fair to the owner of that home. And most of the time they shoot you down and say no. They'll say, come back when your house has passed all of the points in the contract where the buyer on your property on you. And keep in mind that even buyers sometimes walk right before closing and they forfeit the earnest money, and that's that, and you could be shit out of luck. Huge domino effect, because now that affects the purchase of the new home that you're buying. You've passed due diligence on the new home that you're buying, so you can't pull out, then you would also lose your earnest money. So there are a lot of things that can blow up. So it's really, really important that you understand all of those consequences. So if you have a property to sell first, always best, how well do you trust this buyer? Do you think they're really going to go through with it? Try to get your money from closing before you actually buy the new house, or time it right, whereas if for some reason that buyer bails, that you can at least pull out of the contract on the home that you have an offer in on. You have to understand the market conditions from where you're coming from versus the market conditions of Park City, and that is my expertise, because you might be coming from a market where your home could sell really fast, or you might be coming from a market where your home's going to take forever to sell. So you need to plan out that timing really, really efficiently and well. And a lot of times some people will just sell their homes and they have to go into a rental for a little bit. And does this suck? Yes, because you're moving almost 3 times. It's like you're moving out of the home you just sold into a rental so you can buy the new property, right? And we want to try to cut down on moving as much as possible. The next thing is that you have got to know your budget. Don't forget to factor in how much it costs to hire movers, moving costs, closing costs on your old home, and the cost of selling on your old property that you probably have to sell to buy the new property. Some people don't. Like, they're like, oh no, like we're gonna put it up for sale, but it doesn't affect, us buying this new property. And if that's you, that's great, because your transaction will be much less stressful. But not everybody has that luxury. Usually the money from that house is helping them buy the new house. Also, when you're thinking of moving, like, do you really need to bring everything that's in your house? If you're moving from California to Utah, is that furniture going to match in a Utah home? Or if you're moving from Utah to St. George, for instance, all this mountainy furniture that you have, you're going now to a desert area that's really warm and has palm trees. So like, is your furniture gonna match? Maybe you sell all your furniture and buy new furniture. Or maybe you only bring what you absolutely need. Do you really need all the clothes? This is where you kind of get to purge through all of your stuff. And you will thank me later for purging and donating and having yard sales and just getting rid of the stuff that you don't need. It makes your life so much easier when you're moving into a new place. We had some people that moved in on our street that were brand new. There was 2 semi trucks full of furniture. I couldn't believe it. These guys had so much stuff, and the house that they were moving into, I'm like, I think the house is too small for them. I literally don't think that all of their stuff is even going to fit into the house that they are renting. And yeah, they didn't buy, they're renters. Think of that. For instance, when my husband and I moved into the house that we live in now, we were living in a really small condo. we didn't have the furniture to even furnish it. So it took us a couple of months to even furnish the place that we were living in. So keep that in mind. And the fifth thing is that you're gonna wanna tie up kind of your loose ends and all the little nuances that are really annoying to do. Making the phone calls, forwarding your mail, calling your insurance company, paying off old bills, making arrangements to get your utilities shut off. So a little bit of a recap here, make sure that you're doing the due diligence and really researching the area of anything that is of material concern to you, and that you're buying in an area that you can afford. Understand your finances. Don't forget about your moving costs. Stay organized and get rid of a lot of stuff and purge things when you're getting ready to move. Keep in mind your time frame and be very conscious if you have a property to sell first before you buy a house. Hey, what's up? My name is Nicole Battle. I'm a local real estate agent in Park City, Utah. Again, I help so many people relocate here, buy vacation homes here. And if you want to check out a video that will serve you and help you greatly, especially if you're an out-of-state buyer, make sure you check out this video next.